We are the Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
We are. We're definite Hebrew Israelites. But it was other things that went along with the curses that was put on our people in Deuteronomy 28 chapter. And then once you begin to see these things, you begin to understand why our people walk around in darkness as far as religious doctrine is concerned.
Shabbat Shalom. Our scripture reading for today is Jeremiah chapter 51, verses 20 and 23. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock, and with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, battle axe.
He's a battle axe
in the time of battle.
He's a battle axe
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe
In the time of battle.
Oh, yeah.
In the time of a storm.
Oh, 'cause he's a battle axe
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe
In the time of battle.
Oh, yeah.
In the time of a storm.
There's no one like Yahshua.
Oh, yes.
Not a mumbling word he said.
Oh, yes.
When he walked right down to Lazarus' grave and raised him from the dead. Oh, 'cause he's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
Oh, yeah.
In the time of a storm.
Oh, 'cause he's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
Time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
Oh, yeah.
In the time of a storm.
I can call y'all in the morning.
Oh, yes.
Can call him in the midday.
Oh, yes.
I can call him in the midnight hour. He's just one prayer away. Oh, 'cause he's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
Time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
Oh, yeah.
In the time of a storm.
Oh, 'cause he's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
Time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
Oh, yeah.
In the time of a storm.
Now I've had my share of trouble.
Oh, yes.
I've had my ups and downs.
Oh, yes.
But Yahweh Almighty had mercy on me. So today I'm gonna sing it out loud. Oh, 'cause he's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of
Oh,
battle.
yeah.
In the time of a storm.
Oh, now he's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
Time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
Oh, yeah.
In the time of a storm.
Your I stretch my hands to thee.
Oh yes.
No other help have I known.
Oh yes.
If you withdraw yourself from me, or whither shall I go? He's a shelter,
Shelter.
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 He's a shelter,
Shelter.
shelter. You're the shelter,
Shelter.
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 He's a shelter,
Shelter.
shelter. Right now,
Shelter.
yesterday,
Shelter.
tomorrow,
Shelter.
judgment day.
Shelter.
Right now,
Shelter.
yesterday,
Shelter.
tomorrow,
Shelter.
judgment day.
Shelter.
'Cause he's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
Time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of
Oh,
battle.
yeah.
In the time of a storm.
Oh, 'cause he's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
Time of battle.
He's a battle axe.
In the time of battle.
Oh, yeah.
In the time
From the storm.
The oracles of the UCI, 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves, for love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you are sealed until the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as dear children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as become saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather given of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you up on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat shalom.
which is peace on Yahweh's holy Sabbath day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. Now it is written, for they being ignorant of Elohim's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Elohim. When we allow the substance of faith to become an intangible feeling that exists only in our mind, the new covenant born of the blood of the Mashiach then becomes a misunderstood concept for erroneous living. If we live in the Spirit, then let us also walk in the Spirit. Today's sermon is entitled The Law of Faith and the Misunderstood New Covenant. We're going to begin today's sermon in Romans chapter 3, and we're going to start with verses 1 through 8. Romans chapter 3 and verses 1 through 8.
What advantage then has the Yehudim? Or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way, chiefly because that unto them are committed the oracles of Elohim.
Now, if the oracles of the Elohim are given unto them, then they must show their connection to him and that they are under that covenant fully. And that's what the circumcision means. People take part in things that they don't fully understand. And then because they don't fully understand it, they take part in it not knowing what it actually means. And we do that all the time. We're in a hurry. And they send an update to our phone, and we got all kind of apps on it. We ain't read not one of those things from those apps. We got 30 apps on the phone. How many read the 30 pages that go to that app? But you clicked I agree. Because it wouldn't let you go past until you clicked I agree. So you just thumbed it. You just kept on thumbing it until you got to the end and hit I agree. Right. So we partake in things that we don't understand. Then when one of our pictures end up on the dark web, we say, well, how in the hell this happened? Because you agree. You said it's okay to take my image and use it however you feel. Go ahead, Bree.
But what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Elohim without effect? Elohim forbid. Yea, let Elohim be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that you might be justified in your sayings and might overcome when you are judged. But if our
when you are judged, not if. So here is the biggest misconception about we're dealing in the new covenant. The people who say that they are a part of the new covenant believe that they're not going to be judged. That is not what this book says. It says when you are judged. How is it that 99% of the people who say that they are under the new covenant don't believe they're going to be judged? We have a problem. A whole lot of people clicking that box after they done thumbed it. Agree. So now they done thumbed it and they walking around feeling confident. They're not going to have to deal with judgment. Because that's what them said. That's what the people talk about. That ain't what the agreement that you agreed to say. So you didn't read the agreement, but you listened to what people said about the agreement. Right. Go ahead.
But if our unrighteousness commend the righteousness of Elohim, what shall we say? Is Elohim unrighteous who takes vengeance? I speak as a man. Elohim forbid. For then how shall Elohim judge the world?
How shall he judge the world? if he will not take vengeance. So what people like to do is allow things to take away their responsibility. Well, I'm not responsible for that because, see, that was my great-granddaddy who stole all those things and then did all of those horrible things to those people. I just took the money from it. Go ahead.
Verse 7. For if the truth of Elohim has more abounded through my lie unto his glory, why yet am I also judged as a sinner?
Jump to verse 21.
But now the righteousness of Elohim without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets.
So we're going to have to examine these statements because people don't understand the different aspects of biblical law. Anytime they hear law, they have thrown every bit of law and commandments out of the window other than the ones they agree with. So they'll keep the ones that work in their favor. The ones that don't work in their favor or causes them to have to change something about themselves, those laws are thrown out. So it says, but the righteousness of Elohim without the law. What is it talking about? What part of the law? If you don't understand that there's a moral law, there's a dietary law, and there's a sacrificial law. If you don't understand those aspects of the law, you're going to allow somebody to tell you, you see that? This is where he did away with the whole thing. Well, if we back up a couple verses, how can he judge the world if he threw away the law? Go ahead.
Even the righteousness of Elohim, which is by faith of Yahshua HaMashiach, unto all and upon all them that believe, for there is no difference. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of Elohim, being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in the Mashiach Yahshua, whom Elohim has set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of Elohim.
Now, if you don't have a firm foundation, there are certain things that are just going to go right past you. All right? You don't really have a reason to look up certain words if you don't have a firm understanding. Verse 25, whom Elohim has set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood. What? He is an atonement sacrifice. If you don't understand that part, you're just going through and thinking there's just some fancy words being thrown in there. This is why most so-called New Covenant believers always believe that they should just receive sevenfold. They shouldn't have any spiritual sacrifices. They should just receive. Because that's the way it has been packaged and redelivered unto us. Go ahead.
To declare, I say, at this time his righteousness, that he might be just, and the justifier of him that believes in Yahshua. Where is boasting then? It is excluded. By what law? Of works? No, by the law of faith.
Now, what are we gonna find that law at? See, you got to do some digging to understand what is the law of faith. Moshe didn't hand out that one. If you're looking for that one carved in stone, you ain't gonna find it. So then we got to do some digging to understand what is it that they're talking about, this law of faith. Go ahead.
Therefore, we conclude that a man is justified by faith without the deeds of the law.
Now, he's going one step deeper. Now, without the deeds of the law. So now there's something connected to action that is ordained within the law, not the entire law. This is your clue that it is a portion that he's dealing with here. Go ahead.
Is he the El of the Yehudims only, is he not also of the Gentiles? Yes, of the Gentiles also, seeing it is one El, which shall justify the circumcision by faith and uncircumcision through faith.
Those are two different paths to salvation. The question is, do you know which one you are? Because if you're walking around thinking that you're a Gentile, then now your path is through faith. But if you understand that you are of the circumcision, yours is by faith. See, they were never given animal sacrifice to start with. It was never a door for them. The children of Israel started out with sacrifice. So it takes the belief that one sacrifice has taken care of your atonement. That's hard for people to do when they have been accustomed to giving a sacrifice for every sin that they committed. There's certain things that you start to do by muscle memory. If you have a certain drink every time you go out to play ball, you're going to be looking for that. You ain't even thirsty. But muscle memory said, go get this, because this is what we're about to do. Go ahead.
Do we then make void the law through faith? Elohim forbid. Yea, we establish the law.
Now, if you don't understand that, this brother's starting to sound schizophrenic. Because one minute he's saying do the law. Nuh-uh, the law is out of here. Now, do we make void the law? We sure do not. You're like, is he talking to himself? Is there a ventriloquist? Are you going to do it? No, not me. What? No, we are not. Yeah, this thing starts to get confusing if you don't have the right understanding. If somebody just teaching you with feelings, oh, you're going to have a problem right here. Because feelings going to dry you right out the cliff. You're going to have to be taught by something other than feelings. Or your feeling done changed 3 or 4 times before we got to 10 verses. We ain't got out the first part. And your feelings done took you on a ride. All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 9. Matthew chapter 9, and we're going to read verses 27 through 31.
And when Yahshua departed thence, 2 blind men followed him, crying, saying, You son of David, have mercy on us. And when he was come into the house, the blind man came to him. And Yahshua says unto them, Believe you that I am able to do this? They said unto him, Yes, Adonai. Then touched he their eyes, saying, According to your faith, be it unto you.
According to your faith. So why did he ask the question, do you believe that I am able to do this? See, here is your limitation. Do you believe that he is able? Now, depending on how they answer this question, depending on the level of belief that they have, that also measures the amount of their deliverance. You have a lot of people talking about, I didn't fully get delivered. That's because you didn't fully believe. He asked a question for a reason. Do you believe I am able to do this? To us, it just seems like a trivial question. But close your eyes and imagine your eyes have been closed your entire life. And then somebody asks you, do you believe? You believe because you can see. Go ahead, pray.
And their eyes were opened, and Yahshua straightly charged them, saying, See that no man know it. But they, when they were departed, spread abroad his fame in all that country.
All right, let's go to Mark chapter 11. See, we have a hard time believing when we can't see what it is we're supposed to be believing in. See, we need some refreshers, something to warm us up along the way. Well, I believe now. I tell you what, let the rain just drop in this one spot right here. Okay, see now I appreciate that. See now my belief warming up now. Now I can crank up my belief. Pat it. Come on now. Yeah. I'll believe like an old car. Little hoop. Sometimes you got to pour the gas right in the carburetor to get our faith started. Right. Tell that to the man who couldn't see nothing. Yet they falling behind something that they can't see. We have a hard time following anything we can't tell where it's going. Now we question it. I wonder why he going over there. Right. See, we read something, but we don't know what we just read. Because you got your eyes. Go ahead, brother. I'll start at verse 20.
And in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Cephas, calling to remembrance, says unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which you cursed is withered away. Yahshua answering says unto them, Have faith in Elohim. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be you removed, and be you cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he says shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he says.
Now, what is he preparing us for? Because you have to ask yourself a question. What would be the purpose for the mountain moving and going into the sea? Are we just going to do that? Because it sounds like a scene on the movie Superman. What would be the purpose of that? See, sometimes he's going back and forth in time and reason. In this point of time or in any regular day, why would that be necessary? So will we try to test Elohim to just say, let's do this? Or would there come a point where you are being invaded by an enormous, powerful army, and now you remember some words that you need to call upon in belief and watch it work? It ain't just you doing it just because you need to be doing it, because you feel like it need to be done. Is that according to Elohim's will? That's the question. Go ahead.
Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. And when you stand praying, forgive, if you have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses.
Now, do we connect that to the asking of mountains being moved? Because, see, we have spiritual mountains in our lives that need to be moved. See, what we focus on is talking about, a natural mountain moved and being thrown in the water. No. You got a mountain sitting on top of your head, spiritually. And you want that mountain moved and thrown into the sea. But then you get down to this other part. And when you stand, pray, and forgive. Now, we want the mountain moved, but we ain't forgave nobody. Move the mountain so I can go over there and kill those people. What? Whoa. What? You want to... That way I'll have a straight line right to them. Right? If you move this mountain, this is why you want the mountain moved? So you can harm more people. And you think his will is in that. Right. Go ahead.
But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive your trespasses.
Right. So then you are directly affecting your mountain being moved by how you operate. Let's go to Matthew chapter 14. See, as long as we talk about faith as a thought and it's a nice little catchphrase that people get to use, whenever they're feeling down. You can throw out the nice little phrase, we're more than conquerors. But to all things, Christ strengthens me. All right, so let's go out there and do it. No, I'm not going to go out there. And I'm not going to do it. So wait a minute. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. But you're not going out there. And you're not doing it. Right. So, man, read something, man. Start at verse 22.
And straightway Yahshua constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him onto the other side while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Yahshua went on to them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit. And they cried out for fear.
So whenever we see something that we can't explain how it's done, we have to try to quantify that by some means. All right? So we see it, we say, it got to be a spirit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no man walking on it. Clearly, it's a spirit. So we have to find a box to put something in. So now they see something, they don't have a box, so they make one. It's a spirit. All right, well, how many of y'all seen spirits walk on water? Well, I ain't never seen nothing walk on water. So where did you get that box from? It's the only one that we could come up with in the short time. We saw it. We don't know what to do with it. This is the box we made. Okay, go ahead.
But straightway Yahshua spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer. It is I. Be not afraid.
So he's saying, look, I already know what y'all thinking. It's me. It's not a spirit. Go ahead.
And Cephas answered him and said, Adonai, if it be you, bid me come on to you on the water.
Uh-huh.
And he said, come. And when Cephas was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahshua.
First of all, this takes an enormous amount of faith to start. If it's you, then let me walk on there with you. Come on. First of all, that's a big ask. A lot of us would be like, well, let me see you dance or something. I mean, because I can look at you fine from the ship that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you your feet, because the water covering up your ankles. All right, you lift them up. Oh, yep, that's you. That's you. That's you right there. Well, come on in here. Come on back in here. Come on back in. No. What he did didn't put himself in question. All right? Bid me that I come and walk on water with you. Now, why ain't nobody else saying, yeah, that's right. Yeah, bid us that we all come out there and walk with. Why you don't find a whole bunch of people out there walking? See, this is how you're going to find when the water get high. You're going to look around. You're going to see just a few people in that water with you. Now, you have a whole bunch of people. Yeah, man, nobody better not come touch this, man. I'll go and do this, and I'll do that. Something happen, ain't nobody going to be standing there. Just going to be you in that water. Right. Go ahead.
But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid.
Uh-huh.
And beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Adonai, save me.
As soon as he took his eyes out, what got his attention? The boisterous wind, noise. So we're supposed to be focusing and having our eyes on the prize, but as soon as we get a loud noise of something that grabs our attention, we focus on that. Understand something. All Lucifer is going to offer is loud noise to get your eyes off of what you're supposed to be focused on. And soon as his eyes is off of it, he then begins to sink. Now, the next step is an important one, although it don't seem like it. Keep reading.
And immediately Yahshua stretched forth his hand and caught him.
Now, go back to the beginning of that verse. What did he do? Go back to the front of that last verse.
And immediately Yahshua stretched
Go
forth.
back to the one before that.
But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid. And beginning to sink, he cried.
There
saying,
you go. There you go. See, that's the part we don't want to do. We sinking. We like, No, what? See, this that part where you trying to be tough. All right, you going down. No. What he did was cry. But you too tough for that. That's why you're underwater. See, this is an important part of the process. He cried. Then Yahshua reached out to get him. Now, what if you don't cry? And Yahshua just watch you. I guess he got it. He ain't calling nobody. I mean, I saying, but maybe he finna go. Maybe he gonna swim like this. I'm waiting because he didn't call. He see me. He didn't call me, so I figure he got it. You know, you'd be pretty bad to sit there and lose your salvation and your God looking at you. Your God, King, High Priest is looking at you, but he wondering why you ain't called me. I mean, I saw you looking at me. I figured you got it. Right. Now, we don't want to call nobody. See, to call out, we got to admit that we got a problem. And some of us would rather die than admit that we have a problem. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 11.
We didn't finish that earlier.
Did you finish that? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 31. And immediately Yahshua stretched forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, O you of little faith, wherefore did you doubt?
Why did you doubt? You're looking at me. I'm right here. You took your eyes off me, then you sunk. What caused you to doubt? And we constantly taking our eyes off. Constantly. And the very things that we gazing upon are the things that's causing you to doubt. You're feeding your own doubt. See, common sense tells you that whenever you're trying to kill off something, you need to cut off what it eats. So you find out what your problem is feeding on and deny your problem that food. You can't keep feeding it and then wonder, I wonder why I keep getting stronger. It seems to be getting robust. Have you noticed that? Isn't that a 50-pound bag of non-faith food you got over there? Of course it's getting strong. You're feeding it. And we do things to feed that and act as though we don't know what that is. Because we're comfortable in those ways that are feeding our problem. Okay, you finished that, brother?
And when they were coming to the ship, the wind ceased. Then they that were in the ship came and worshipped him, saying, Of a truth, you are the Son of Elohim.
So then, when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. The wind only had one purpose. The wind, it was for all practical purposes, it was a big bad wolf. I'm gonna huff and I'm gonna puff and I'm gonna your house down. As soon as you get in this shit, people like, all right, well, we done now. I don't even need to blow no house down. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to blow nothing down anyway. I was just huffing and puffing, because he told me to. It didn't have any purpose to destroy you. It was just trying to get your attention. Yahshua never missed a teaching opportunity. You know, the same one that called him to walk on the water, the same one made the wind boisterous, right? So you're going to ask him for something, right? And he's going to be like, that what you want? All right, well, there it is then. There it is. All right, hey, bring the wind. And you like, oh my goodness. I thought you told me that's what you wanted. So the same one you ask is the same one that's going to give you the troublesome wind right after you get it. Because he want to see. I want to see if you really want what you told me you wanted. You told me you want it. So then a little bit of wind and now you don't want it no more? Right. Okay. All right, Hebrews 11. Let's start that at verse 1.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Elohim, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
So faith is the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of those things are not seen. So if you can see it, why do you hope for it? So if you can see it, it ain't faith then that's driving you. To have faith, it has to be something that you cannot see being possible. If you think it's possible or you can see the evidence of it being possible, that ain't faith. Go ahead.
Excuse me. By faith Abel offered unto Elohim a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, Elohim testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaks. Excuse me. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because Elohim had translated him, for before his translation he had this testimony that he pleased Elohim. But without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that comes to Elohim must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Mm-hmm.
By faith Noah, being warned of Elohim of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark for the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith.
Right. He couldn't wait until it started raining. And then said, I'm going to build this ark. Because see, this is what he was talking about right here. This it right here. So now I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to save my family. Now I understand. So this is that part where it says, who is as blind as my servant? He gave him a charge, but the evidence of the destruction is not present. If he has to wait for the evidence, he is already destroyed. If he waits till it start raining, guess what? Once it start raining, it don't stop. He done now. Now I know what you meant, God. God, you can stop now. I said stop now. Now I'm gonna get the stick. I got sticks over here waiting. No. Now I'm gonna start over with somebody else. You had quite some time to get ready. You waited until I started. See, now you're going to mess up his timetable because you needed something else for your belief. You needed it to already be tangible, that you can touch it, taste it, that you can go around and look at it. Now you believe. Go ahead.
By faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went.
Mm-hmm.
By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Esaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise.
Right. And Yahweh didn't explain all of these things that he's doing unto him. Go to a place which I shall tell you of. And then as he's going, he's dwelling in tents. Man, you know what folks gonna say about you? Wait a minute, till you left your house to go just kind of be a nomad, you just going all around the place? What is wrong with you? You say God spoke to you. I think you done lost your mind. Understand now? So you already got to make this journey, and now you got to listen to everybody close to you down you because of your decision. See, everybody become a believer at the end. Then all of a sudden, everybody, I knew it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because you condemned me the whole time. Go ahead.
For he looked for a city which has foundations, whose builder and maker is Elohim. Through faith also, Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desired a better country, that is, and heavenly. Wherefore Elohim is not ashamed to be called their El, for he has prepared for them a city. By faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Esau, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son.
Now, you talking about faith. Yahweh said, I make promises concerning this child, then turn around and ask you to do something that goes against the promise. He said, look, I believe the promise because this is what he said. So if he told me to go and sacrifice the kid, he going to give me the kid back. See, we say we have faith. But the deeper that test is, the more faith you're going to have to get through it. Go ahead.
Of whom it was said that in Esau shall your seed be called, accounting that Elohim was able to raise him up, even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure.
All right. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 31. Now, if you guys, missed last Bible study, it would behoove you to go back through that because it basically was the groundwork for where we are today as far as this Sabbath class. And what we dealt with on that one was, what did Christ mean when he said, let them hear Moses? What was he talking about? It would be some good listening to go back and listen to that, and then this, if you were not available. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 31, and let's start at verse 31.
Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Yehudah.
Right, I will. This is future tense, and we can go in the New Testament and read the same future tense again. But we examine that. You have a lot of people talking as if they are under this new covenant, that they are all within the new covenant. As we start reading about the covenant, we find out that they're not in that covenant at all. Go ahead.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, says Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, says Yahweh, I'll put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and I'll be their Elohim, and they shall be my people.
Now, of course, when we focus, we're going to focus on that part. I will put my law in their inward parts, because, of course, Sunday morning said that they are not subject to any law. So, of course, this is the part that we focus on. There's another small little part that's actually really big. He says, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. All right? Now, this little part after those days. What days? What days? See, now he's giving you an indication of when he's going to make the covenant. See, we don't focus on that. We just read right past after those days. We just rather walk around sing songs. Oh, when? After those days. Wait a minute. You got some dues that got to be paid. See, you stood there and said all the things that Yahweh has said we will do. All right. He said if you don't do them, then these things are going to happen to you. Wait a minute. You're going to have to accomplish those days. You can cry every day. Oh, I wish it come early. Oh, I wish it come. I hope it come by 2:30 tonight. I'm ready. Now, it ain't coming till after those days. You're going to pay that bill. You stood right there in the presence of your Elohim and said, all that you have said we will do. So you're going to accomplish those days. Go ahead.
And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, says Yahweh.
Right, because after those days, he's going to have your attention. So you try to talk to Israel while we got a pocket full of money, we ain't listening to you. You know how hard it is to reach somebody with a pocket full of money? They don't even hear you. Everything you say sound like wah, 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 wah. Now I'm telling you, destruction is about to come on the earth. Wah, 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 wah. Them don't even sound like words. The closer we get to all of those numbers being zeros on that account, your hearing start getting better. You start having that dog hearing where you can hear somebody step on a leaf a mile away. What? What's that? Did you hear that? Whatever, your hearing seemed to be better. Yeah, apparently my bank account was blocking it. my bank account kept blocking my hearing. Every time I try to hear, I had to move that money. Right. Go ahead.
For I'll forgive their lawlessness, and I will remember their sin no more. Thus says Yahweh, which give the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divides the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yahweh of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, says Yahweh, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus says Yahweh, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, says Yahweh. Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that the city shall be built to Yahweh from the tower of Hananeel unto the gate of the corner. And the measuring line shall yet go forth over against it upon the hill Garib, and shall compass about Goath. And the whole valley of the dead bodies, and of the ashes, and all the fields unto the brook of Kidron, unto the corner of the house gate, toward the east, shall be holy unto Yahweh. It shall not be plucked up, nor thrown down any more forever.
Now, one of the things that we have to understand when it starts talking about put my laws into their heart, yet we have a group of religions, if you will, that don't believe that they are subject to any law. And with us not really understanding what that new covenant is, we're not really taking into account what's happening. We read not too long ago about the Crusades. We don't understand that we're right in the middle of one right now. What do you think is happening? You have the people who proclaim to be Christians over in the so-called Middle East fighting again to take land. What is that? It is the same crusade that has been going on forever. So you need to understand that with you not having a firm understanding of this new covenant, then what separates you from the Crusaders? Because, I mean, come on now, let's just tell the truth and shame the devil. We didn't do it, but we benefited from it. Come on now, hold on now. We want to deal with that when it come down to slavery, and we tell them people, yeah, I know you wasn't a slave master, but your folks was, and they passed down the money, and you lived in luxury because of it. All right. So on your behalf, you said, I ain't in the Middle East trying to wage no Christian crusade, but here we stand. It's about 90 degrees outside, but we feel a good, cold, crisp 71. Why? We got ACs everywhere. We got indoor plumbing. We got walk-in closets and still walk in there. So I ain't got nothing to wear. We didn't throw not nan grenade, but I tell you one thing, we benefiting from it. So if the other people are going to be held accountable for what they have benefited from, what does that mean for us? You think them houses just popped up in your neighborhood? Who had the money to build that subdivision? Don't you realize they stole that land? That land soaked with blood. And some of us, we don't even pay attention. We go and buy the neighborhoods, but don't pay attention to the neighborhood. Normally, the name of the neighborhood lets you know the kind of blood that was spilled to get the land. See, when you go, we say, you know what, I'm going to buy. We got a really old, it's got nice houses over there in Plantation Oaks. Hey, genius, how do you think they got Plantation Oaks? They sold the plantation. Your house built on all kind of burial grounds. Okay, then some of them said, well, you know what, I'm going to buy me a house up there or in the Kennesaw area. It's a place called Saskatchewan. Man, they stole that from the Indians. That's got Indian blood under it. But we still feel justified. Why? Because the mortgage come in our name. And we say, I'll pay this. Right. Keep flipping that paper open. What is these stains on here? Right. Keep opening it. You ain't opening the envelope all the way up. Keep opening it. No, some stains on there. Somebody died for you to get that house. You think we gonna be held unaccountable? That's what you think? While you sit on your soft, comfy couch with your legs up, watching 3 football games at once? Because you got picture in picture in picture. Okay. Keep thinking that. Where we at, bro? That was it?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Romans chapter 8. See, I would have already said, I won't leave you altogether unpunished. So you can go ahead and think what you want to think. But you ain't going to waltz through this. See, what we think is, well, our folks paid the dues. Oh, that is cute. You think you finna walk on the dues that the slaves paid. And you think you finna go and collect because no. You finna do your own walking. You ain't just finna collect on their walk. You finna walk too. Romans chapter 8. Let's read verses 1 through 17.
There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in the Mashiach Yahshua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in the Mashiach Yahshua has made me free from the law of sin and death.
So then we have to define the law of sin and death. If Yahshua has made us free from the sin, this law of sin and death, then we have to consider something. What did Yahshua do, and how are we free from this law of sin and death? Now, if we pay attention, here is our clue. When people say, he nailed the law to the cross. What law? Wait a minute. The law of sin and death. Now, what they have done is taken and put all law. No. The law of sin and death. What is that? That's sacrificial law. That has absolutely nothing to do with moral law. That has absolutely nothing to do with dietary law. He tells you what part he's dealing with. The law of sin and death. Yet, we allow people to tell us that all law is done away with. And it's specifically mentioned. All right, go ahead.
For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, Elohim sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh.
So they're talking directly about sacrificial law. Go ahead.
That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against Elohim, for it is not subject to the law of Elohim, neither indeed can be.
Right, and then we get mad that the people of the flesh won't be friends with us. We keep trying to speak to them. We want to hang out with them. They don't want you around them because they already know that y'all are supposed to be enemies. But see, our problem is some of them people are our family. And we try to get close to our little heathen family because we said, we family. We should be close. So you trying to intermingle with a demon and get mad because the demon don't want to dance with you. And you get mad at the demon. The demon is being true. The demon is helping you. The demon is trying to help you. The demon is asking, what you doing out there? The demon like, no, look, I know I worship Satan. What are you doing here? What you doing out there? I'm telling Yahweh. You ain't no business being out here. And what you got on? that demon like, I know what you supposed to be doing. I know where you supposed to be. This ain't it. This ain't it. The demon telling. He going straight to Yahweh and telling on you. And you trying to figure out how I get caught. That same demon you were hanging out with. See, you saw your friend. You didn't see the spirit that your friend was entertaining. That's the demon, not your friend. The spirit that they was entertaining. That's who went right to Yahweh. Ooh, you ain't gonna believe what I just saw. If you go down there now, you can see it. It's still there. Right. Go ahead.
So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Elohim. But they are not in the flesh, but you are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit. If so be that the Spirit of Elohim dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Spirit of the Mashiach, he is none of his.
Right. So we have to then discuss whose son or whose child you are. You have sons of Elohim, and obviously, Yahshua says, you are of your father the devil. So the adversary of the devil got kids too. So then we get to pick which one is going to be our daddy. You ain't got to worry about doing no DNA. All you got to do is follow the ways. Whosever ways you follow, that's your daddy. See, a son honors his father. A son honors his father by keeping his ways, keeping his sayings, keeping the direction that his father has led him. This is what that honor is. So then when Yahweh watches how we operate, he said, oh, you want a Lucifer's kid? What? No, the devil ain't my daddy. No, I'm watching how you operate. The devil is surely your daddy. That's why Yahshua could boldly say, yeah, I know y'all priests. I know y'all scribes and Pharisees. Yeah. Your daddy the devil. Why? Because I see what you do. Yahweh ain't your daddy. You're not a son of Elohim. And there's so many people thinking that they're sons and daughters of Elohim no matter what they do. They have fooled themselves. Go ahead, Prince.
And if Yahshua be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. But if the spirit of him that raised up Yahshua from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up the Mashiach from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwells in you. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if you live after the flesh, you shall die. But if you, through the Spirit, do mortify the deeds of the body, you shall live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of Elohim, they are the sons of Elohim. For you have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father.
Now, if you don't understand, you're going to let somebody tell you that when you begin to keep the commandments, that you have gone to bondage again to fear. This is what they call walking in the commandments. They say you're walking in bondage. So then you have to ask somebody, okay, so what is good then? Oh, you just be nice and be loving to people. All those are intangibles. How do you be nice? So can you smile at them and rob them and you will still nice? No, you gotta understand. A lot of people operate just like that. They're the nicest robbers that you ever want to be. They polite. How you doing? Now lay it down. You know what this is. What? What? So is that person still granted as righteous because they were nice when they robbed you? The only difference that's the difference between robbery and embezzlement. See, when the people embezzle, they're smiling at those people every day. How you doing, Mr. Johnson? Yeah, that's him. And then they go right back and change the numbers and they're stealing all this money. This is how they keep doing it. It's actually the smiles that keep them in a position to steal more money. Once they start frowning at Mr. Johnson, he said, you know, I'm watching that boy right there. I don't like the way you're looking at me. Now he starts examining their ways and find out, hey, that last deposit we were supposed to get didn't come. It was that boy that was frowning at me. So the embezzlement thieves know that they have to smile. So if you're waiting for everybody who dislike you to frown, then you've only been dealing with robbers all your life. You've never dealt with an embezzler. Because they smile the entire time. Go ahead, Prince.
The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of Elohim. And if children, then heirs, heirs of Elohim, and joint heirs with the Mashiach. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
If so be we suffer with him. Now see, this is where we get off the bus. When we start discussing suffering, now here comes the faith as a thought. Oh, we're more than conquerors. God didn't make me to go out here and deal with this. I ain't going to be. Now, see, we're not going to suffer. Because, see, now we have made faith to cause us to have an escape from all suffering. See, this is where we claim the very thing that we're not going to be dealing with. We say faith, but we use it as an exit ramp. Right. And still believe that we are in the right place. Let's go to Genesis chapter 3. Because when we deal with this, even trying to understand this law of sin and death, it was right there with us from the beginning. We didn't have to wait for Moses to get the law of sin and death. Yahweh gave us the law of sin and death way before Moshe. Genesis chapter 3, and I want you to start with verses 6 through 11.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of Yahweh Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh Elohim amongst the trees of the garden. And Yahweh Elohim called unto Adam and said unto him, Where are you?
Understand, he didn't come in there and say, Where are y'all? He said, Where are you? See, if she is your helpmeet, then I shouldn't have to call her. See, when I call you, she should automatically be there. So I don't need to look for y'all. She your helpmeet. You not her helpmeet. She is your helpmeet. So when I call you, she should be somewhere behind you. Yo, I heard you called us. See, a lot of y'all don't know how the old folks used to do. You should look at folk check, and it said Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. So you said, well, what's your first name? Mrs. What? Your first name is? Whatever the hell his name is. That's my name. That's how we gonna do this. You don't need to be knowing my name. Don't you worry about that. Okay. But see, now we got independent. See? That's how you know we broke, because we keep talking about independent. That ain't that no rich person say. That's something we deal with. That's how you know you broke. That's how you know. Go to the rich folk and see how many of them standing on the stool claiming out, I'm independent. Go ahead. Ain't nobody but the broke people doing that. Go ahead.
And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and hid myself. And he said, who told you that you was naked?
Right away, he want to know who you been talking to. Any other time I come looking for you, you there. And you want to know what that love is supposed to be like? We can find it in the simplest form. Most of y'all got animals. How your animal treat you when you come to the house? Animal might be mad at you. You can tell the animal mad at you because they ate up all your shoes and they crapped in about 3 places in your house. And they were just mad. Okay, man, you gonna left me here? But as soon as you get home, they at the door waiting for you. Come on in, man. Open the door. I've been waiting on you, man. Where you been? Now, wait a minute. You mean tell me the dog can show more love than us? We come home. Yahweh. So wait a minute. Where's the love that normally greet me when I come home? The dog got more love than us. The dog leave whatever room it's in and come meet you at the door. You know what we say? Oh, the man who paid the bills is here. He downstairs. But if somebody leave the food out, he might be hungry. If the dog can go get the food, the dog will do that too. The dog meets you at the door, be waiting for you to open the door. With a happy disposition. You know why? You can tell the tail just wag. See, that's how some folks need to be meeting their husband at the door. Just sitting there, just wagging. Wag that tail. It worked for the dog. Let's read something before we get in trouble.
Have you eaten of the tree whereof I commanded you that you should not eat?
All right, where you at? What verse?
Verse 11.
All right, go to verse 19.
In the sweat of your face shall you eat bread,
Uh-huh.
till you return onto the ground.
Wait a minute. So now that he has hearkened unto the voice of his wife, they have eaten of that tree. Now Yahweh got to go into the next thing. Now we got to talk about death. What happened? You're seeing. Now we got to talk about death. How you talking about death? He's talking about burial. Moses didn't give us this. Yahweh gave us this, right? All right, I told you something. Forget law carved on stone. He said, don't do it. we did it. Within the same chapter. Now we need to go ahead and talk about burial. Why are we talking about burial? Because now you got to die. If you were made in the image of Elohim, does Elohim die? Well, what was supposed to happen to you? You were made in his image. You were never supposed to die. But once we chose another God, and this is not how we saw that, but here is your first goddess. No. See, no. See, you got a whole lot of people talking about, oh, I want this, I want that. No. She is a goddess now. Why? Because he took her instruction over Yahweh. She is a goddess. Yahweh has now seen you have worshipped another God. You talking about Eve? Yeah. You took her word over me. Then when I came to the house, the paradise that I built for you, well, you supposed to be at them trees wagging your tail? You out somewhere hiding with her. And I gave you up. Go ahead, Brink.
In the sweat of your face shall you eat bread, till you return unto the ground. For out of it was you taken, for dust you are, and unto the dust shall you return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also and to his wife did Yahweh Elohim make coats of skins, and clothed them. And Yahweh Elohim said, Behold, the man is become as one of us.
As far as I want to go, what I want you to do now, because he says unto Yahweh Elohim made coats of skins. I want you to read the definition of skins for me.
From H5785, or from H5783, skin, as naked, by implication hide, leather, skin.
Now, blood had to be shed for him to get the skin of an animal. Wait a minute. The law of sin and death. Okay. They sinned. There's going to be death. Blood had to be shed to make atonement for their sin. Now you have the hide of an animal. You're talking about people who were vegetarians. All of a sudden, we got leather. Where we get leather from? One done dying until you decided you weren't going to listen. You brought forth death in the garden by being disobedient. And we don't see that. When we get instructions, see, we bring forth death in our own houses. See? Somebody say, all right, this is the way I want this to be done. There's a remix of it.
Well, I did it somewhat like you said.
Right. You brought forth death in the house. Then when there's a problem in the house, everybody's, confused. I don't know why we arguing and why we got this problem. What did I tell you to do? Did you do it the way I told you to do it? Well, then you brought forth death in the house. Now, why are you upset because it's death in the house now? What you upset for? You open the door and let it in. How you going to let something in and then be angry that it's in there? Right. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 17.
Leviticus chapter 17 and verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Aaron, and unto his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, This is the thing which Yahweh has commanded, saying, What man soever there be of the house of Israel that kills an ox, or lamb, or goat in the camp, or that kills it out of the camp, and brings it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, to offer an offering unto Yahweh before the tabernacle of Yah, blood shall be imputed unto that man. He has shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people. To the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them unto Yahweh, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, unto the priest, and offer them for peace offerings unto Yah. And the priest shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar of Yahweh at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and burn the fat for a sweet savor unto Yah. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils, after whom they have gone a whoring. This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. And you shall say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers which sojourn among you, that offers a burnt offering or sacrifice, and brings it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, to offer it unto Yahweh, even that man shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eats any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eats blood, and will cut him off from among his people.
Right. You know, and we like to go around the world and do all kind of things, and you start finding out in all these places they got delicacies. In some place they got blood pudding. They got all these little strange things. You watch these commercials and they start telling you, you know, how juicy the steak is. And you find out that all they did was put it in the pan for about 10 seconds and flipped it over so they browned each side of it. Then they cut it in the middle and said, it's a juicy steak. And blood just pour out of it when they cut it. And see, then we learn those ways and we think that's normal. You can go to a restaurant, you tell them you want it well done, the folk get mad at you. Like they gonna eat it. Hey man, you the cook. Man, each steak here ain't personally your offspring. Cook my meat, bro. Sometimes you got to send it back. This ain't right. They get mad. You learn when something comes to your plate, you got to cut it right in the middle before we even get started. Hey, I'm sorry. What's that, Sharon? Come on back in. Come on back in. Come on back in. Before you, because you know what? Because you're gonna be going everywhere, and I might as well go and catch you before you leave here. Look in. You see it right now? Look at the middle. Take that back. Take that back. I can't eat that. Just something as simple as that. Somebody done caused you to be on a separate side with your Elohim. And some of us, we too distinguished to argue in public. Now we'll argue with each other at home. But once we get in public, I don't want to say nothing. I'll just go ahead and eat it. No, we're not. That's what we're not gonna do. We know we're not. We're not gonna eat this. Now y'all gonna take this off my bill. This thing, it damn near walked here. So much blood in it. Y'all sure this thing ain't living? I need to know his name. It got this much blood in it. Y'all didn't cook this. We don't even consider your Elohim got a problem with that. How can you say you love your Elohim, but you don't have a problem with what he has a problem with? Go ahead.
Verse 11. For the life of the flesh is in the blood. And I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls.
Wait a minute. If the blood has been given for atonement and you eating it, you know how many people are condemning themselves at Longhorn?
So I'm just out here for a graduation.
You graduating right to hell. You're supposed to be going up, but you're going down. You have taken part of atonement blood. Do you understand how the life is in the blood? That's the life. You are then consuming life. Okay. Go ahead.
For it is the blood that makes an atonement for the soul.
It is the blood that makes atonement for the soul. And you got some people who said, soul is delicious. All right. Go ahead.
Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourns among you eat blood. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catches any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust.
All right, now let's go to Exodus 24. But while we're going now, I want you to think about. So if you have an animal, you must drain the blood out of the animal, and then you cover it with dust. You know, the same dust that you came from. Oh, okay. Exodus chapter 24, and let's start that at verse 1.
And he said unto Moshe, Come up unto Yahweh, you and Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship you afar off.
You know what's interesting, when you get to a lot of those ways concerning the blood and animals, you know that there are common practices that go through all religions. You have to ask yourself, where is that base that there's a part where all of the major religions are right on the same accord, and then somewhere it branches off? How is there a common base on some of those things? Go ahead.
And Moshe alone shall come near Yahweh, but they shall not come near, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moshe came and told the people all the words of Yahweh, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, All the words which Yahweh has said, we will do.
We agreed to that covenant. All that Yahweh have said, will we do. You see, Moshe didn't let us thumb through it like we do those agreements on our phones. He just tap here. Now he said, no, I want to hear your mouth. No, tell me. Confess with your mouth. Go ahead.
And Moshe wrote all the words of Yahweh, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yah. And Moshe took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people. And they said, All that Yahweh has said will we do, and be obedient.
Here we go again. Here we go again. We agreeing, and then we going up another level. Not only will we do it, but we going to be obedient. Go ahead.
And Moshe took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, Behold, the blood of the covenant, which Yahweh has made with you concerning all these words. Then went up Moshe and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the El of Israel, and there was under his feet as it were a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel he laid not his hand. Also they saw Elohim, and did eat and drink. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Come up to me into the mount, and be there, and I'll give you tables of stone, and a law and commandments which I have written, that you may teach them.
Right. So when people start saying they don't believe in the law, they are going directly dealing with Moses, not understanding that the law of sin and death came forth in the garden. Go ahead.
And Moshe rose up, and his minister Yahshua. And Moshe went up into the mount of Elohim. And he said unto the elders, Tarry you here for us, until we come again unto you. And, behold, Aaron and Hur are here with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. And Moshe went up into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount. And the glory of Yahweh abode upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. And the 7th day he called unto Moshe out of the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of Yahweh was like devouring fire on the top of the mountain in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moshe went into the midst of the cloud, and gat him up into the mount. And Moshe was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights.
All right. So then we find that there's something connecting with this blood. So now let's go to Matthew chapter 26. Matthew chapter 26. And we want to read verses 26 through 29.
And as they were eating, Yahshua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, "Take, eat this, is my body." And he took up the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, "Drink you all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom."
All right. Now, when we examine the foundation of blood being the building block of life, and it is the blood that causes atonement of sin to be possible, we then understand why there was no other way for Yahshua to redeem man. His blood must be shed, and the people must be spiritually sprinkled with the blood of his covenant. Let's go to Galatians chapter 2. See, when we don't understand the foundation, we just think that Yahshua is doing some things, and he's just doing what feels good. What he's doing is operating according to his Father's law. He's not just doing some things. Galatians chapter 2, and we're going to read verses 15 through 21.
We who are Yehudims by nature and not sinners of the Gentiles.
So wait a minute. There are Jews who are Jews by nature, and then there are Jews that are there through conversion. All right, go ahead.
Knowing that a man is not justified by the words of the law.
By
the works of the law, but by the faith of Yahshua HaMashiach. Even we have believed in Yahshua HaMashiach, that we might be justified by faith of Yahshua, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified.
Now, what is he talking about, these works of the law? This is all, once you start dealing with sacrificial law, there are all kinds of laws and ordinances about how those sacrifices must be performed. So, once we know that we're dealing with sacrificial law, now we have the deeds of that branch of the law. And one must have faith to believe that one offering has taken care of that. Because remember now, it's our people that he said, all right, I'm going to give you manna for a 6 day, and you're going to get double on the 6th. So don't go looking for it on the 7th. So we get double on the 6th and still go look for it on the 7th. What was that? Lack of faith. We trying to take care of ourselves. We already got double. We got double on the 6th. Why are we out there on the 7th?
Because see, we want triple. See, we got double on that day. We gonna get all kinds in on this day. Matter of fact, we ain't gonna even go out Sunday or Monday. Now.
Right. See, some lack of faith, we disguise it as being something noble. This is how we disguise our lack of faith.
Well, you know what? I just don't like when people, you know what I'm saying, when people try to do something to you wrong. I'm just noble like that.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
But if, while we seek to be justified by Yahshua, we ourselves also are found sinners, is therefore Yahshua the minister of sin? Elohim forbid. For if I build again the things which I destroyed, I make myself a transgressor. For I, through the law, am dead to the law, that I might live unto Elohim. I am crucified with the Mashiach. Nevertheless, I live yet. Not I, but the Mashiach lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of Elohim, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not frustrate the grace of Elohim, for if righteousness come by the law, then Yahshua is dead in vain.
Right. So we understand that that sacrifice is what causes us to not have to do animal sacrifice. So when we find these people who say that they are old covenant believers, or even the people who say that they are the holy people in the land, I must ask, where is your sacrifice? You say you do not believe in Christ. I want to know where are you sacrificing at then? You've been in the land over 70 years. Where is your sacrifice? You mean to tell me you don't believe in Christ, but you don't have a sacrifice? You can only be the children of one, if that's the case. Let's go to Romans chapter 10. I mean, if we don't believe in the Old Testament, and then we don't believe in the New Testament, I mean, it ain't but one other choice. What? You worship the adversary of the devil. Romans chapter 10, let's read verses 1 through 10.
Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Elohim for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Elohim, but not according to knowledge.
Not according to knowledge. Why? Because we want to do it with a whole bunch of fanfare. See, we want to do it with emotion. We think emotion outweighs knowledge and understanding. See? So what we do is show up and we're gonna emotionally sensationalize our worship. So one person shout, another person got to shout louder than that person. One person cry, the other one got to cry louder than that person. Say, we got to out emotion that one.
So I gotta show you I love God more than you. And I'm gonna show it by my cry. You gonna cry a little, I'm gonna cry lots.
Right. And that's what we did. And you can tell the least amount of understanding brings the most tears. I mean, you just think on it for a minute. See, I was down Sunday morning. I was there boo-hooing. And I realized the less ignorant I became, the less boo-hooing I was doing. It wasn't like I was caring less. I was finding out what was important to him. Am I going to do this emotional display of affection? Or am I going to start walking in obedience, which pleases him more? Obedience is better than sacrifice. So what we do is sacrifice our physical presence with tears, and that's our offering. He'd rather just have you obedient. Go ahead.
For they being ignorant of Elohim's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Elohim. For the Mashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believes.
Right. The Mashiach is the end of sacrificial law. If you don't know which branch of the law, now you think,
because Christ is gone here, I can eat pork.
So Christ has enabled you to eat a pork chop sandwich? Does that even sound like it makes sense? So he came and died that you might have pork and have it more abundantly. That don't make no sense. Go ahead.
For Moshe describes the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which does those things shall live by them. But the righteousness which is of faith speaks on this wise. Say not in your heart, who shall ascend into heaven? That is, to bring Yahshua down from above. Or who shall descend into the deep? That is, to bring up the Mashiach again from the dead. But what says it? The word is near you, even in your mouth and in your heart. That is, the word of faith, which we preach, that if you shall confess with your mouth the Adonai Yahshua, and shall believe in your heart that Elohim has raised him from the dead, you shall be saved. For with the heart man believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation.
Why do you think we get to the baptism and I ask people, do you believe Yahshua died for your sins? Why didn't I just give them a piece of paper and said, check this box? Because they got to say it. We're not just doing stuff just to be doing it. But see, when you don't understand that, you say, you know what? See what Sock and them be doing. No, Sock ain't doing nothing. Let's go to chapter 2. Romans chapter 2, and start at verse 12.
For as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law, and as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law.
Right. This is one of those things where my elder would say, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Listen to what it says. For as many as have sinned without law shall die without law. As many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. I'd rather be judged than die. Go ahead.
For not the hearers of the law are justified before Elohim, but the doers of the law shall be justified.
Why are we even talking about doers of the law if the law was nailed to the cross and we're not subject unto it, and then Christ is the end of all law? No, he's the end of sacrificial law. There's no sacrifice that could be greater than a sinless man. That ain't got nothing to do with you climbing in your neighbor's window, stealing his iPhone. And then you get caught, you say, well, ain't no law. Right. Go ahead.
For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these, having not the law, are law unto themselves, which show the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts the meanwhile accusing or else excusing one another. In the day when Elohim shall judge the secrets of men by Yahshua HaMashiach, according to my gospel, behold, you are called a Yehudim.
Wait a minute. In the day when Elohim shall judge the secrets of men. So there's going to be a judgment. And I don't care what it is you think. You know, because we think we're going to be judged by the thing that everybody know. Understand something? He said, the secrets. See, there's some stuff that's going to be at that judgment that we done convinced ourselves didn't even happen.
You see, my therapist said, you see, so what I'm going to do, I built up a wall around all of these issues.
Well, guess what? Yahshua tearing down that wall and you finna go to judgment. You can go ahead and build up some walls and say, it didn't happen.
Well, you know, I didn't finish going to therapy. I just went long enough to feel better.
Right. Don't worry about it. Yahshua gonna do the rest for you. Okay, he gonna bring down that wall and say, oh, no, you finna go judgment for this right here.
But I don't even remember it.
Don't worry, I recorded it in HDDD. Don't worry, they ain't even got the kind of HD that I record. Don't worry about it. You about to see you do it. Don't worry about it. You forgot it? I'm about to remind you. He is not limited. His judgment is not limited to your recollection of the event. If that's the case, you can just elect to forget it, and now judgment don't exist because you don't remember. That's the game we play on earth. That game has an expiration date. So you can keep playing that game all you want, but that game gonna expire. So that's how we get out of accountability.
I don't really remember that.
Don't worry, he recorded it. That man with the writer's ink on, don't worry about it. I got exactly what you said and what you did. They want to hear, there you go. Don't worry, he got it. Go ahead.
Behold, you are called a Yehudi, and resteth in the law, and make your boast of Elohim. and knoweth his will, and approveth the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law.
Wait. So the church of Israel are instructed out of the law. But what our people want to do, we have joined these Gentile organizations, and we want to be instructed out of the Gospels. And we can't understand why we have a zeal for Elohim, but not according to knowledge, because we are being instructed out of letters. We are not being instructed out of law. Go ahead.
And are confident that you yourself are a guide of the blind.
You know that's equivalent to being instructed out of emails and texts. Because they just letters. So now I'm going to take your text to Mikael and say, now you see what we're going to do, we're going to base our life. Because see, it was Mikael chapter 2, verse 7. He had said to Kish, what? We going to base our life on this? That was a letter. Okay. And we can't figure out why we're so confused. Because understand something, you only have one letter. You know you have the reply, not the letter that started the reply. So, in a conversation between Mikael and Kish, you only have one of their versions. So you might have Kish reply, but you don't know what the hell Mikael said for him to reply that way. So what happened when you take the one reply out of context because you don't know what he said? So now you're saying, boy, Kish be tripping. But you don't know what he said. So he's just responding to him. But now have you taken his response and based your entire life off of his response to something he was asked? It doesn't mean that was how he's going to direct his life. That means how he's answering that particular issue. Go ahead.
And are confident that you yourself are a guide of the blind, a light of them that which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. You therefore which teaches another, teach you not yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You that preaches a man should not steal, does you steal?
What difference do it make if we steal? If the law is nailed to the cross, I should be able to steal in the name of Jesus. Why can't I just steal in the name of Christ? Manifest destiny is what that was. That manifest destiny said that it was their destiny to go out and steal all of those lands. Then it was their destiny to go and unalive all those people and take their property. What do you think that is? They stole in the name of Christ. Did they not do it with the cross? Onward, Christian soldiers off the wall? Going on with the cross of Jesus going on before? Is that not what they did? Okay, they stole in the name of Christ. So why y'all think it's so strange when I say it? Go ahead.
Verse 22, that you say that man should not commit adultery. Does you commit adultery?
Mm-hmm.
You that abhorreth idol, does you commit sacrilege?
Why are we even talking about this if the law is nailed to the cross? See, this is the misunderstanding about this new covenant. We believe that since there is a new covenant, we get to do it however we want to, but just right before you die, say, forgive me, Lord. Go ahead.
You that maketh your boast of the law, through breaking the law dishonoreth you Elohim? For the name of Elohim is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written. For circumcision verily profits if you keep the law. But if you be a breaker of the law, your circumcision is made uncircumcision.
Circumcision profits if you keep the law. Go ahead.
Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge you, who by the letter and circumcision does transgress the law? For he is not a Yehudim, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh. But he is a Yehudim, which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of Elohim.
All right. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5. See, it's easy for us to in our head understand that there are three branches of government naturally. So when they say law, we understand that depending on what that issue is, we have to deal with that in a different way depending on what branch of the government we're dealing with. There's not just one branch of law. But then when we get to this part, we merge it all together. Not understanding that you have to deal with the part of the law that fits that issue. Matthew chapter 5, and let's read verses 17 through 20.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Right. So then if we're going to look at that, the Mashiach, this is Christ. He says, I am not come to destroy the law. All right? I am come to fulfill. Now, people will quote that to you and use your misunderstanding to teach you a lie. So they will look at the first part and says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. You'll say, you see, he didn't destroy the law. Now, here come what they about to eisegete you. All right? Now.
No, but see, right here he says, I'm not come to destroy but fulfill. See, Christ fulfilled the law.
Now, if you don't have any rebuttal, now you just went home confused. Because now they have confused you and made you believe that he fulfilled the law. To fulfill something, you have to do something to fulfill it. All right. In sacrificial law, he fulfilled it because he became a sacrifice. So I ask you, how did he fulfill adultery? Don't worry. No. Wait a minute. They got a story for you.
You see him and Mary. See, they nobody tell you they got a little JJ. You know what I'm saying? See, they don't like, you got to get in the special books. And then you'll find out that there was a JJ.
Who that's JJ? Jesus Jr. You don't know that? What? So now him and Mary were together? Oh, okay. Don't worry. They got a story for each one of them, how he fulfilled each thing. I said, well, what about stealing?
You remember that time he told him to go get the ass coat?
What? Wait a minute.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
See this now. See when you get here, they already getting in the car. by this time, you about to hear that. This time they about to bounce. Go ahead.
And shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Now, wait a minute. Now, so this means that some of the biggest money pastors are going to be the least in the kingdom of heaven, and some of the people who they have dogged on the earth are going to be the greatest in heaven. All right. Let's go to Galatians chapter 5. Are we ready for that? Galatians chapter 5. And we're going to read verses 1 through 4. See, we got to get to these little pieces because these are little pieces that they're going to try to use to throw you off.
Galatians chapter 5 and verse 1. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Yahshua has made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage.
See, that's what y'all problem is. Y'all over there trying to keep that Sabbath. You say, God made every day. See, every day is holy. Monday is holy. Tuesday is holy. Wednesday is holy.
Keep reading.
Behold, I will say unto you, that if you be circumcised, Yahshua shall profit you nothing.
Now, circumcision was given to the Jews. You know, they call back to crank up again when you say, well, wait a minute, let me ask you a question. So, are you circumcised? What you cranking up the car for? What you cranking up the car for? You finna leave? I thought you said we were going to discuss some things. Are you circumcised? If you are circumcised, you are a debtor to do the whole law. Israel ain't got no choice. We was given the law regardless. So don't even think you finna be slick.
You know what? I'm going to let my son be free. That way he going to be free of the law. So I ain't going to even get him. He ain't going to get no snip. Not mine. He going to be free.
Now, Yahweh still gonna deal with him. He was born into it. They put themselves into it and then won't do what they put themselves into. You did that on your own. Go ahead.
For I testify again to every man that is circumcised, that he's a debtor to do the whole law. Yahshua has become of no effect unto you. Whosoever of you are justified by the law.
Now, wait a minute. That's one of the works of the law for the Gentiles because it wasn't given unto them. So then they get the circumcision, but then claim that they are not bound by the law. But you made yourself bound. Right. Go ahead, bro. You finish that?
You are fallen from grace.
Wait a minute. That's the first thing they're going to say.
We got grace.
Did you get circumcised? Yeah. Well, then you forfeited grace. You forfeited grace. You had no business doing that. That wasn't given unto you. You're a Gentile. You had no reason to get that. You decided to get that. So you don't get to throw grace in my face. You forfeited grace. And it's the first thing that they're going to throw at you. You can't forfeit something and then use it at the same time. See, they'll tell you when you first go to court, all right, now we can go ahead and do a plea. You said, no, I'm going to take this thing to court. They say, all right, now we find you guilty. You're going to do 20 years. Can I get that plea again? No, the plea gone. You don't get to go back and get that. It's gone. You forfeited that when you decided to go ahead with the process. Okay, let's go to James chapter 2. James chapter 2, and let's start at verse 8.
If you will fulfill the royal law according to the scriptures.
Wait a minute. Why are we still reading about law in the New Testament? Why are we still reading about it? But people are going to tell you if you're under the new covenant, then you don't have to deal with law. Not only is there mentioning law here, but royal law. Go ahead.
You shall love your neighbor as yourself. You do well.
Now, see, they said, well, you know, we all about love. We love to love.
Go ahead.
But if you have respect to persons, you commit sin. And are convinced of the law as transgressors.
Right. You're going to find that love changes depending on your social status. So they claim love, but love has levels. There's a lot more love for you when you got money. Go ahead.
For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point is guilty of all. For he that said, do not commit adultery, said also, do not kill. Now, if you commit no adultery, yet if you kill, you'll become a transgressor of the law.
Right.
So speak you, and so do, as they that shall be judged by the law of liberty. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that has showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
Now, wait a minute. You can affect how you're going to be judged by how much mercy you have shown in the things that were done unto you. See, there's all types of variables that go into your judgment. But when you don't think that you're going to have one, then you're not considering how much mercy you show to anybody else because you don't think it's going to apply to you anyway. So now here you go at judgment, and now he says you will get no mercy. I will deal with you according to the letter of the law. Why? Because you showed no mercy to anybody else in your time of living. Now imagine being surprised both times. You already surprised that he's going to deal with you because you didn't show no mercy. Then you're going to be surprised again that you actually had to go through judgment. Because you confused when your eyes open again while you ain't in heaven.
It is heaven.
Why heaven look like Glenwood? Is that Valero over there? They got Valeros in heaven? Right? You're gonna be confused. Go ahead.
What does it profit, my brethren, though a man say he has faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be you warmed and filled, notwithstanding you give them not those things which are needful to the body.
It was smoke. It was smoke.
Depart in peace. Be warm and filled. May the joy of God be with you forever.
You have a chicken or something. You know what I'm saying? That sounds nice, but I was hungry. You got chicken or something?
No, but be you warm and filled.
I can't. Look, I can be more filled with the chicken. You know what I'm saying? And I can be warm if you got a coat. So I can be warm and filled. I need coat and some chicken. Now, we ain't gonna give you none of those, but we got a nice speech for you. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
What does it profit? And one of you say unto them, verse 16, Depart in peace, be you warmed and filled, notwithstanding you give them not those things which are needful to the body. What does it profit? Even so, faith, if it has not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man might say, You have faith, and I have works. Show me your faith without your works, and I'll show you my faith by my works.
I will show you my faith by what I have done. That's not me being justified by the law. I'm not doing any sacrifices. Not any animal sacrifices. We know that we already had a perfect sacrifice. That was Christ. But you'll notice that when people start throwing around the faith word, you start watching, all right, what is connected to that faith? Faith is an action. Go ahead.
You believe that there's one L. You does well. The devils also believe and tremble.
Lucifer people believe to ain't but one God, and that's the devil.
What? So what you believe in God, he do too. Go ahead.
But will you know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Esaac his son upon the altar? Seeth you how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect? And the scriptures was fulfilled, which says, Abraham believed Elohim, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness.
Wait a minute. Here we go with the belief part again. Yeshua says, do you believe that I am able to do this? He believed Elohim, and it was accounted unto him as righteousness. You believe unto righteousness. See, we can have faith as long as we're in total control of every part of the scenario. Once we lose control of the scenario, we watch our faith go up in smoke.
and he was called the friend of Elohim. You see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only? Likewise also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works, when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way? For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also.
Faith without works is dead. Let's go to Revelation chapter 14. It might sound good, but it has no substance. Revelation chapter 14, and I want you to read verses 14 through 20. Because after we get into the faith and the love, it kind of throws people off that there's going to be a serious judgment. And most people want to go to heaven so that they can miss the judgment. This is why everybody want to go to heaven. Revelation chapter 14, and let's start at verse 14.
And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
Now wait a minute. I thought we ready to meet Christ and the army that come with him. So all right, let's get it on. Go ahead.
Another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in your sickle and reap, for the time is come for you to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. Another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. Another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in your sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Elohim.
Do understand that this is all the lives of men that's been caused this blood. Go ahead.
And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even onto the horse's bridle.
Do you understand how much blood that is? Now, most believers of the new covenant believe that Yahshua is coming for love, to bring forth togetherness, and he is. Just not the way that they think it's going to happen. See, he has to cleanse the earth. If blood has been given for atonement, how do you cleanse an entire earth that has been defiled by sin? That's a lot of beasts that's going to have to be sacrificed. Go ahead.
By the space of 1,600 furlongs.
All right. So then we understand then, if we get to the whole foundation, it was the high priest who offered up the sin, the atonement sacrifice for the sins of the children of Israel. So then we understand some of his actions. Let's go to John chapter 11, and you'll see that he had to deal with the same thing. Yohanan chapter 11, and let's start that at verse 45.
Then many of the Yehudims which came to Miriam and had seen the things which Yahshua did, believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahshua had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, What do we? For this man does many miracles.
Now, there's no question that he has done the miracles. They're only worried about their status after he's done the miracles. They're not questioning the miracles. They know he's done it. Go ahead.
If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him, and the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
We're going to lose our authority if we keep allowing him to do these things. We must appease our rulers, and we got to get him out of here. Go ahead.
And one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, You know nothing at all, nor considered that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahshua should die for the nation.
Wait a minute. This is the high priest who's condemning the lamb for the sins of the nation. He don't know he's fulfilling prophecy. This is how folks can be in the midst. They can be readers, they can be studiers, and at the same time fulfilling the very things that they are reading. He don't know. He is the high priest who is condemning Yahshua. He is the high priest who will order the sacrifice for the nation. And it comes out of his own mouth. But he's so busy worried about his power, prestige, and place that he's not considering what this is doing to him spiritually. Go ahead.
And not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of Elohim that were scattered abroad. Then from that day forth they took counsel together for to put him to death. Joshua therefore walked no more openly among the Yehudims, but went thence unto a country near to the wilderness, into a city called Ephraim, and there continued with his disciples. And the Yehudims' Passover was near at hand, and many went out of the country up to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves. Then sought they for Yahshua, and spake among themselves as they stood in the temple, What think you, that he will not come to the feast? Now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a commandment that, if any man knew where he were, he should show it, that they might take him.
Right. So the chief priests have given a commandment that he must be apprehended. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 9. So see, the people who are out waging an unholy war in the Middle East, they don't understand this covenant like this. They don't want to understand this covenant. What they want is the land, and they're using the covenant to get it. You have to think about it. If these people have been fighting for this land for over 2,000 years, how they all of a sudden become friends with the Jews, and then they're going to help the Jews set up the land? Something about that ought to sound peculiar and fishy. You've been fighting to take it for all this time. Now all of a sudden, you found the people, and you just so happen to build those people into a massive army after you disarmed all of the people that were there. So this was a serious setup. Those people that were in the land were first disarmed. Then the ones who were put there were trained and given high-tech weaponry. And once the British stepped out the way, it was absolute slaughter from that day on. Some people didn't have a chance. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 11. But Yahshua being come an high priest of good things to come, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building, neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. For if the blood of bulls and of goats and the ashes of an heifer, sprinkling the unclean, sanctified to the purifying of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Yahshua, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to Elohim, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living El? And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament.
All right, so he's the mediator of this New Testament. So then there are some things that have to happen with the mediator of a testament. Go ahead.
That by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. For where a testament is, there must also of necessity be the death of the testator.
Where a testament is, there must of necessity be the death of the testator. So when he asked his father, is there any other way? No. Go ahead.
For a testament is of force after men are dead. Otherwise, it is of no strength at all while the testator lives. Whereupon neither the first testament was dedicated without blood. For when Moshe had spoken every precept to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of calves and of goats with water and scarlet wool and hyssop and sprinkled both the book and all the people.
Right. He took that blood, sprinkled the book and the people. Now, we must be baptized and become under the blood of Yahshua to take part in the covenant. Go ahead.
Saying, this is the blood of the testament which Elohim has enjoined unto you. Moreover, he sprinkled with blood both the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry. And almost all things are by the law purged with blood, and without shedding of blood is no remission. It was therefore necessary that the patterns of things in the heavens should be purified with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Yahshua is not entered into the holy places made with hands, which are the figures of the true, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of Elohim for us.
So he has to appear to the altar in heaven and anoint it with his own blood. This is why when he prayed for his will, his father couldn't give it. But do we just go around being upset by what we didn't get? Go ahead.
Nor yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest enters into the holy place every year with blood of others. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now, once in the end of the world, has he appeared to put away sin by sacrifice of himself. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment, so Yahshua was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation.
Without sin unto salvation, he appeared the second time. Now, if he has already been offered up, use his blood as the atonement sacrifice, when he appeared the second time, you think he came to die again? So this is why, not understanding what's happening, these people are thinking that they're dealing with the lamb. Now this time the lion is coming. So they are preparing for a lamb. You know, it's easy to walk up on a lamb. I don't know if any of y'all ever been to a farm. They run away from you. They don't know your voice. They're not trying to harm nobody. But I tell you what, get too close to that lion. It's the reason why. See, the lamb are behind a little wooden fence, sometimes a little thin, little piece of wire. And they stay on that side. If all you got is a piece of wire and some wood guarding you from that lion, you are as good as out of here. You might as well ask them for some seasoned salt to put on yourself, because you out of here, Jack. You're not just going to run up on him. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 31. Because you're going to find that Yahweh, as it is written, I change not. You're going to find it's the same process. Deuteronomy chapter 31, and I want you to start at verse 14.
Yahweh said unto Moshe, behold, your days approach that you must die.
You must die. Wait a minute. The testament is not a testament at all while the testator lives. You gotta ask yourself, why did Moshe have to die? Yahweh like talking to him. Now you gotta die. What? Go ahead.
Call Yahshua and present yourselves in the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moshe and Yahshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation.
Now, are we gonna do that? Yahweh said, no, you must die. Now I need you to go get your replacement and come in here and anoint him. Y'all know we're gonna have anoint the replacement.
I couldn't find all the oil.
Stop playing. Go ahead.
And Yahweh appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Behold, you shall sleep with your fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land, whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I'll forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they shall say in that day, Are not these evils come upon us, because our Elohim is not among us?
Okay, pause. So after those days, all right? So then when we read those little things and we start coming and reading, okay, this is what the foundation was saying. Okay, now we're starting to understand a little bit more when it said earlier and after those days. Go ahead.
And I'll surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, in that they are turned unto other gods. Now therefore write you this song for you, and teach it the children of Israel, put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel.
Now you got to deal with the richness of that. All right. So Yahweh comes to you on Tuesday morning and said, behold, you must die. Oh, and write a song. What? Some of us already,
I'm not in the right mood now. I mean, you just told me I'm gonna die. Then you want me to write a song?
what kind of God is this? You tell me I'm gonna die and then say, now write this song now. Now anoint what's your name in your stead. He gonna do the job. And now write this song. You know, by the way, I did tell you about to die, right? Go ahead.
For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that flows with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then will they turn unto other gods and serve them and provoke me and break my covenant.
Right. Once we are filled and waxen fat. I told you, sometimes the money is over right above our ears. And we can't hear the laws, statutes, and judgment because the money in the way. And y'all have to get this out of here. Somebody, you can't hear me. Let me move this money. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befallen them, that this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. For I know their imagination which they go about, even now, before I brought them into the land which I swear.
Consider this. He says, I know their imagination. He said they mind playing tricks on them. I know their imagination. They are imagining these things. Go ahead.
Moshe therefore wrote this song the same day and taught it the children of Israel. And he gave Yahshua the son of Nun a charge and said, Be strong and of a good courage, for you shall bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I'll be with you. And it came to pass, when Moshe had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book until they were finished, that Moshe commanded the Levites which bear the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, saying, Take this book of the law, and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of Yahweh your Elohim, that it may be there for a witness against you. For I know your rebellion and your stiff-neck. Behold, while I'm yet alive with you this day, you have been rebellious against Yahweh, and how much more after my death. Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words into their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them. For I know that after my death, you will utterly corrupt yourselves.
Right. And he said, I know it because Yahweh already told me.
Hmm.
Did what y'all going to do. Go ahead.
And turn aside from the way which I have commanded you. And evil will befall you in the latter days, because you will do evil in the sight of Yahweh, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. And Moshe spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended.
Right. So he is told that he must die and to write a song for testimony against the children of Israel. Now go to chapter 34, and I want you to read verses 1 through 12.
And Moshe went up from the plains of Moab onto the mountain of Nebo, to the top of Pisgah, that is over against Jericho. And Yahweh showed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan.
Yahweh showed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan. He's showing him what he is not going to go into. Go ahead.
And all Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim, and Manasseh, and all the land of Yehudah, unto the utmost sea.
Some of us would say this is just cruel. You know, you had me do all this to lead these people out of Egypt. They've been trying to stone me over and over. And now I don't even get to go in? Go ahead.
And the south, and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees, unto Zoar. And Yahweh said unto him, This is the land which I swore unto Abraham, unto Esaac, and unto Jacob, saying, I will give it unto your seed. I have caused you to see it with your eyes, but you shall not go over thither. So Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of Yah.
Now understand something. Yahweh didn't explain to him why. See, Moshe is a servant. See, the owner of the vineyard don't owe you no explanation, even when he's doing something good for you. He begs Yahweh, well, can I go? No, now I'm done with this. We're not going to discuss this no more. Go ahead.
And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, over against Beth Peor. But no man knows of his grave unto this day.
Now, Yahshua was buried too. He didn't stay in the grave. Go ahead.
And Moshe was 120 years old when he died.
Uh-huh.
His eyes was not dim, nor his natural force abated.
Right. So wait a minute. If his eyes were still good, his strength was still good, why must he die? Because he was the testator of that covenant. He must die. The same way Yahshua could not talk his way out of it. You are the mediator of this covenant. You must die. Go ahead, bro.
And the children of Israel wept for Moshe in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moshe were ended. And Yahshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moshe had laid his hands upon him. And the children of Israel hearkened unto him, and did as Yahweh commanded Moshe. And there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moshe, whom Yahweh knew face to face.
Whom Yahweh knew face to face. This lets you know that by the time that Yahshua comes, it has to be a great power to match what Moshe had. Go ahead.
And all the signs and the wonders which Yahweh sent him to do in the land of Egypt to Pharaoh, and to all his servants, and to all his land, and in all that mighty hand, and in all the great terror which Moshe showed in the sight of all Israel.
All right. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 10. We got one more after this. Hebrews chapter 10. And we're going to start that at verse 1. So you need to know that most of the people who are talking and saying they're under the new covenant have absolutely no understanding of the new covenant. And I mean none. You need to understand what it is that you proclaim to be under. And it ain't even time anyway, because we know that we ain't got no laws written in our heart. If laws are written in your heart, you don't need a fringe to be on your shirt to remind you to keep it. So even by the Hebrews account, we ain't under the new covenant, because most of them, that's what they brag on, wearing their fringes. What you need whatever? Hebrews chapter 10, let's start at verse 1.
For the law, having a shadow of good things to come, and not the very image of the things, can never, with those sacrifices which they offered year by year, continually make the comers thereunto perfect. For then would they not have ceased to be offered, because that the worshippers, once purged, should have had no more conscience of sins. But in those sacrifices there is a remembrance again made of sins every year. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away sins. Wherefore, when he comes into the world, he says, Sacrifice and offerings you would not, but a body have you prepared me. And burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin you have had no pleasure. Then said I, Lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me, to do your will, O Elohim. Above, when he said, Sacrifice and offering and burnt offerings and offering for sin you would not, neither had pleasure therein, which are offered by the law. Then said he, Lo, I come to do your will, O Elohim. He takes away the first, that he may establish the second. By the which will we are sanctified through the offerings of the body of Yahshua HaMashiach once for all. And every priest stands daily ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices which can never take away sins. But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice for sins forever, sat down on the right hand of Elohim. From henceforth expecting till his enemies be made his footstool. For by one offering he has perfected forever them that are sanctified. Whereof the Holy Spirit also is a witness to us. For after that he had said before, This is the covenant that I will make with them after those days.
That I will make with them. It is in the Old Testament, it's in the New Testament, it's in multiple places in the New Testament. Go ahead.
Says the Adonai, I'll put my laws in their hearts, and in their minds will I write them. And their sins and lawlessness will I remember no more. Now where remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin. Having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the holiest by the blood of Yahshua, by a new and living way, which he has consecrated for us through the veil, that is to say, his flesh. And having an high priest over the house of Elohim, let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold fast to the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. Let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works.
Is that how we provoke one another? Or do we go around bullying one another? How do we provoke one another? Do we provoke unto righteousness? I'm going to make you do right. Or we're going to do something instead. I'm going to make you do wrong. How are we provoking? Go ahead.
Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is.
Right. We forsake the assembling of ourselves together. We decide when and how we going to come. We'll understand what it means the day we can't do it no more. That's when some of us realize we in love. When Tamika and the kids is driving down Candler Road, now we say, I love. And now this when we realize. This is when we gonna realize that we have forsaken the assembling of ourselves together when he don't allow us to do it. Then you're gonna miss everything that you didn't do. Go ahead.
But exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remains no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. He that despised Moshe's law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses.
And they said that was that mean old God. That was that old law. That's bondage. All right, keep reading.
Of how much more sorer punishment.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He said it's going to be worse under Christ. They said that old law is bondage. He said you're going to be dealt with worse. But that didn't make it into the hallelujah scriptures. That didn't make it into the good sayings and quotes. You don't get a whole lot of money quoting this stuff here. Go ahead.
Suppose you should be thought worthy, who has trodden underfoot the Son of Elohim, and has counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified an unholy thing, and has done despite unto the Spirit of grace.
Right. You have folks, they have tasted of it. They jump in the water. They get their baptism. They walk for a little while. But then they sell off their salvation. They found a bowl of lentils somewhere and then decided they're going to sell their birthright. How much sore punishment you think they're going to have to deal with? But see, once we get something, we think that it's there forever. And you'll notice, you find somebody, watch folk when they get sick. They can be, some folks are straight hellions. They get sick, all of a sudden they get nice. Because their mortality comes before their eyes. But you can tell if it's real. Let Yahweh heal them. And they go right back to being the hellion that they were before. They don't think Yahweh can bring it back. They think that because they got saved once, that they're forever saved. Sometimes he's just testing us. It's all right, I'm going to hear you. Now I'm going to see if you going to have mercy or not. Sometimes we don't even understand that the test was ours. We thought it was other people being tested, and it was your test. Go ahead.
For we know him that has said, vengeance belongs unto me. I'll recompense, says the Adonai. And again, the Adonai shall judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living El. But call to remembrance the former days, in which, after you were illuminated, you endured a great fight of afflictions, partly whilst you were made a gazing stock both by reproaches and afflictions, and partly whilst you became companions of them that were so used. For you had compassion of me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that you have in heaven a better and an enduring substance.
So what is he talking about? For you had compassion of me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods. He says you openly offered to help me in the things that I was dealing with. You joyfully did it because you knew how good, how wonderful this gospel that we were given unto you really was. You understood how valuable it was, even though we didn't charge you. Go ahead.
Cast not away therefore your confidence, which has great recompense of reward. For you have need of patience, that after you have done the will of Elohim, you might receive the promises. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition.
We are not of them that draw back unto spiritual ruin. Go ahead.
But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
All right. And let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to Revelation 22. Revelation chapter 22, and we're going to start with verses 1 through 5.
And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Elohim and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
Wait a minute. So then you have this water that's flowing out. Then you have these trees for the healing of the nations. Now, first, there had to be a large amount of blood to make atonement for the sins upon the earth and to cleanse it. But it still needs healing. Go ahead.
And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Elohim and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. And there shall be no night there, and they need no candle, neither light of the sun, for the Adonai Elohim gives them light, and they shall reign forever and ever.
So understand, we're talking about afterwards. There's a whole lot of things that would have to happen before that. Jump to verse 11.
He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his work shall be, as his work shall be, pardon me.
So what is your work? To give every man according to his work. What have you done? If you've done evil, then you receive evil. What is your work? And he's not going to take all those little sayings, well, I said a lot of good things about you. Well, I'll tell you what, that was your works, that's what you're going to get. We're going to say a lot of good things with you while you burning in the fire.
Look at that. Turn over. You get the other side. Look at that. Boy, look at her burn. Won't she do it?
Like, wait a minute. This is all the sayings that you offered him. He going to offer you those same sayings. It ain't going to change your judgment. Because, I mean, that's what you did. You had a lot of words that didn't have any action. Don't worry. He got beasts that sit around and say, holy, holy, holy all day without missing a beat. Don't worry. He got somebody that can sit there and say nice things about you while you burn. Go ahead.
I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Here we go. We talking about the tree of life. We talking about water clear as crystal. And what are we right back at? Commandments. He said, I changed not. Go ahead.
That they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Right. That is all that we're going to do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.